going on, guys? I'm back again. It's your host, Site Dolo, and what we're going to talk about today is the streets. We're going to talk about the streets again, part two. I think on the first one I told y'all I would have a guest and we'll talk to them about the streets. It's coming. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the streets, man. For the simple fact, we're losing more and more of our young men to the streets. And right now, that's what's being glorified, right? That's what's being made cool, the streets. And being that we have potential and enough smarts, we can reverse this thing. You know what I'm saying? These are conversations that have to be had. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the streets, okay? What's the benefits of being in the street? Some would say getting money, it's love. Man, there's no love in the streets. The streets will swallow a lot of folks whole, all right? Let's just put it out there. A lot of the main things you see in the streets, all right, and get from the streets is the streets, again, swallowing our young people whole. You know what I mean? It's poisoning the mind of our future, which are our children. You know what I mean? So, again, let's just identify the streets and street folk, all right? If I had to relate the streets to anything, I compare it to anything, I would compare it to wildlife. That's the one word I got that go parallel with the streets, wildlife. All right, you get out there, you have to fend for yourself. All right, there's no rules. The streets is not the streets that we knew 25, 30 years ago. It's not the same. All right, some would say, nah, it's the same, boom, boom, boom. There's no code of conduct, no morals. It's cutthroat. The streets will swallow you whole. It's vicious. It's ruthless. Whatever gruesome words you can think of. That's the streets. I mean, you get locked up. Your buddy go get your girl. You know what I'm saying? You hide your bomb somewhere. Somebody come steal it. You become too successful, and you start doing well, and you and getting money. Somebody gonna tell on you. I mean, these are all of the things that come with the streets. You know what I mean? There's definitely a dead end. The streets is a trap. For those who watching, and especially if you're young, these are the things you have to know. You will get snitched on. There's rats and roaches everywhere. You will get told on, all right? It's only a matter of time, depending on how long you in it for. You will get caught. You will catch it. You will get F's on your report card. You know what I mean? You're going to get F's on your report card. You catch felonies. Once you get these felonies, now you can't even really move in the matrix because you can't. They won't allow you to play the game, and you're only going to get but so far anyway. I mean, it's designed, for you to keep you back, you know what I mean, anyway, and then for you to, behave or get caught with them F's on your report card is really going to hinder you. And seeing these are the things I feel like, rappers should, have a responsibility to share these type of things. I mean, if you listen to a lot of the most popular raps, all right, or the most popular rappers, I should say, I'm sorry. Again, what's being talked about, the message that's being conveyed is sex, money, drugs, death. I'm going to say it again. Sex, money, drugs, and death. That's what's being glorified. And we're poisoning the minds of our children, which is our future, in the name of a check. I want to sell my lifestyle. I'm really out here. I'm outside. Well, I mean, what does that mean to be outside? I heard Jigga Man say, niggas be in the project hallways talking about how they be in the projects all day. Like, for real? Like, man, y'all don't see the climate in which we in? We don't have time. They have to be talked about, you know what I mean? Our conditions, because we play a huge role in what's going on with today's youth. At one point in time, the Black Power and the Black Panther movement We knew it was the colonizers. You know what I'm saying? We knew that it was opposing forces, you know, the oppressor that was, you know, designing things and making it very hard for us. And we knew who the enemy was. Right now, I tell you today, it's people that look like you and I. All right, tattoos on the face, goals in the mouth, sagging their pants, letting their ass hang out. Like, I mean, it's right up under your nose. You know what I mean? We are our own worst enemy at this point. And like I say, if more of us talk about it and address these issues, you know, it's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. All right. So again, that's the hope factor. You know what I'm saying? If we have more of these conversations, and not just have these conversations, but again, act on the solution. What's the solution? What do I do? How do I, you know what I'm saying? How do I prevail? How do I reach my optimum level? You know what I mean? Right now, you know, to lack a father figure or to lack a male in a household, I mean, that play a huge role on why a lot of our youth get, you know, turned to the streets. You know what I mean? And embrace the streets and, you know, look up to their favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time those guys are just entertaining. But what we have to do is definitely take back our rightful place, whether, you know, you're a stepfather, whether you're a real father, and if you're a real man, be active in your community and step up and say, you know what, man, let me show them the way. You shouldn't be no grown man, you know, telling no young person like, look, man, y'all gonna keep trapping, trap or die. Like, nah, that ain't it. That's poison. Like, it's a setup. You know what I'm saying? It's a trap out there. Let them know it's a trap out there. You know, but for the ones who gonna do what they do, and that's all they seem to know, and they you know, come from that background and they stuck, you know, in a certain position. Again, man, there's hope. You know what I mean? Hell, you know, if you can't get no job, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't want to convince you guys that I have all of the answers, but what I'm saying is, I think real men in the communities or in the streets or in these hoods and these neighborhoods should step up to the plate and better guide, engage, you know, the activity that go on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, more and more the youth turning into, you know, gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time, it was on this side of the country. It was over in this state. You know what I mean? Like Chicago, California, somewhere. You know what I mean? Now it's all over the nation. And then you got to look at the influence we got on the Africans. Now they over there in Africa. They really over there in Africa trying to gang bang. Like no. We got to realize our power, use our platform. Again, not only talk about it, but, you know, act on the solution. And if you and I know I said that earlier, you know, and if any of you watching, this is one solution I can point you to. That would be the Black Achievement Fund. You know what I mean? That's something positive and productive. And if you find anything negative, let me know. Email me, text me, you know, leave it in the comment. But right now, the Black Achievement Fund, like I say, is coming up with a lot of great positive things. You know what I mean? Giving young black boys jobs. You know what I'm saying? Being active in the community. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get more and more like-minded people to be involved. You know what I mean? I like what the Freedom Georgia Initiative doing, but it's not, you know, it's not on the level as the Black Achievement Fund. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a lot of great positive things that we could do as conscious brothers and sisters to steer these children away from the street. You know, you got, I mean, a lot of, you know, ignorance play a huge role. You know, you got parents looking at their youth like, you know what, he gonna be a rapper. And then, you know, they egg it on. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, they push them out there. But if you notice in the last 5 years, look how many rappers died. Look how many rappers died. And I'm talking about just the last 5 years alone. Man, I run out of fingers and toes. Fingers and toes. That's how many done died in the last 5 years. So back when we were coming up, the streets, if you was, stuck in confinement and you was, you stuck in the ghetto or the hood, you know what I'm saying? The goal was to make it out. Do something productive. I mean, go and land yourself a job, get 2 jobs. Do what you have to do to stay out of the way so you don't get, again, caught in that trap, because it's a trap. You know what I mean? And it's self-explanatory. So even when one say they doggone, yeah, I've been trapping. You've been trapping. It's only but so long somebody gonna tell on you, and you gonna get caught in the trap. It's only but so long. You know what I mean? And like I say, death right around the corner. You know what I mean? But anyway, the goal was always to make it out of the streets. And don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, in the early 90s, 92, 93, we had older people telling us, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones we looked up to, look, man, stay in school, man, do something better with yourself. We even had it in our music. But slowly but surely, shit, we lost it. You know what I mean? Everyone doggone, favors the bad guy, the villain. You know what I'm saying? The villain became real popular, you know what I'm saying? And it's not by mistake, you know what I'm saying? I'm convinced the powers that be made that cool. I mean, even when you look at it from the white side of the fence, the black side of the fence, even the girls, they go after the bad guys. And you got to say, what made that cool? Was it through the movies? Was it subliminal? You know what I'm saying? And everybody went to taking on this role and this image. You know what I'm saying? I remember, man, I think Gucci had dropped his first album, man. And anyway, somebody tried to rob him or rush him, you know what I'm saying? And Gucci ended up pushing one on Weird back, you know what I'm saying? Boom, his album sold out the stores. Man, when I say sold out the stores, man, the dude became popular just because he off somebody. I'm talking about just like that. So look at that influence and look at the message that just sent to a lot of young people who probably wasn't even listening to him, but then found out, oh, he really did that and he's living to rap about it, and he getting paid. Now they want to do it. You see what I'm saying? So it's not enough people telling them, like, look, man, watch that poison that you put out. You know what I mean? Again, the message most of them talking about is killing, sex, drugs, and death. And within, like I said, the last 5 years, we could do 10 years, but within the last 5 years alone, I run out of fingers and toes to the rappers who done died right after they done got the money. They done got the money to go find a better living, but yet and still the programming, the mental, that influence, you know what I mean? It done programmed their mind. So now they thinking, okay, boom. You can look at a few artists who came in the door as teenagers, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they became gang members and started getting tattoos everywhere. Like, for real? Like, you came in at like 15, 16, and you was making money, and then you able to provide for your family, get yourself out of the way. But you come get in the mix of the mess. Like, who does that, man? You weren't no gang member at first, but obviously it looked cool to you. You wanted to be in the mix, and that's that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, a lot of like-minded people, conscious people, we need to bring some awareness. If you are like-minded and conscious, should watch the example that you set. You know what I mean? Because we losing them, and I'm not gonna lie. I know everyone not going to get it, but we got to do the best we can to say, you know what, that ain't cool. That ain't it. You know what I mean? And so, like I say, man, when it comes to these streets, man, the language that we using, degrading our women, disrespecting doggone our elders, men and women, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do the best we can and the best we know how. That's all I can tell you, you know what I mean? But again, to talk to someone from the street, I can almost tell you, you know, they're gonna say we ain't get to see the other side. We ain't get to see the green side, you know, of the fence. We ain't get to see the grass side. We was always in the mud. We was in the dirt. We was trapped. You know what I mean? And we just had to do what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? To make ends meet and just to survive. You know what I mean? And like I say, I know it starts with choices. You know what I mean? You know, the smarter you are, the more you learn. You create options. You know what I'm saying? And you know, again, you got a lot of street dudes or gangster dudes, hood dudes, whichever title you want to give it, who done been out here and did just as much as these rappers, or just as much as a person that call himself a street dude, but then boom, was smart enough to wash their hands and get out the way. Boom, boom, boom. So you know, it's not that you're trapped and there's no way out. You know, you just got to again be around, and if you do have a big homie or OG, like I said, hopefully they giving you the game to show you like this ain't it. You can't stay here forever, and this is the way out. Hopefully they showing you the way is what I'm saying, because that whole street thing, that you know, that so-called gangster shit, hood shit, it's a trap. It's a trap. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, between doggone felonies, life in prison, death. Felonies, life in prison, or death. That's all come with it. Everybody who you think hard, or so-called hard, eventually, when crunch time comes, they gonna point the fingers. It wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. And everybody out for themselves trying to cover their ass. Shit, they hitting people with that Rico like it ain't nothing. I mean, look at these artists or so-called street dudes. You don't even have to be no rapper. Look at these people who getting hit with this Rico. You understand what I'm saying? And then now everybody, see? And then that's when that doggone finger, and it wasn't me. It always go like that. It always go like that. I don't care how close you are with a person or how hood you think a person is. But when crunch time come, boy, you can't stand the heat. Shh, I'm telling you, motherfucker gonna start singing, boy, like a canary. For real, for real. But the streets, like I said, I just wanted to touch on the streets, man. The streets a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Dope game, rap game. You know what I'm saying? It's a setup, man. Get out of the way. It's not cool anymore. We need to create a new path. And like I say, for the ones who clearly trying to get the cheese and get the money, it's rat infested. You're gonna get caught in the trap. You know, it's not wishing it on you. It's like that's what come with it. It's a trap. It's self-explanatory. It's a trap. You know what I'm saying? It's only probably a handful out of millions that make it out. You know what I'm saying? Out of millions, a handful. A handful might be 50 to 100 out of millions. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it's a trap. And what you'll notice about most of these streets do, I ain't give a fuck. Like, listen to them. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna shoot them. What? Like, these motherfuckers on Facebook, Instagram, live with this shit. Telling on themselves. Get out of the way. Get out of the way of the streets. The streets is no good. You know what I'm saying? Do something positive, productive, man. Go get you a job, man. Go and if you down here in Black Hollywood, ATL, Stonecrest, man, you go and find you a black employer and you go and put in some work, man, to see what that be like. You know what I'm saying? And pay some taxes or learn the loopholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a will, there's a way. But outside of that, the streets is a mother. You know what I'm saying? So, again, doggone, I just wanted to touch on the streets. We need to change up our language and change up the way we treat each other. And like I say, step our game up, rise to the occasion. If you're a big homie and you smart, man, get out of the way and get your crew out of the way, man. Invest your money. That's very important. If you get money like you say you get money, invest your money ASAP. ASAP. Minimize casualties. All right? Minimize casualties. You don't need 100 to 1,000 people around you. Minimize your casualties. You know the ones who got potential. All right? Put people in place. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, lay low and get out of the way. It's very satanic. The streets, the dope game, the rap game, get out of the way. That's the message. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the streets again. And like I said, when we have a visit on, man, y'all just watch the shows, you know what I'm saying? Share it if you want to. Like it if you want to. Let this be your motivation. But that's all we got for today, man, when it comes to those streets, man. Until next time, this is the Streets Part 2 with your host, Psych Dolo. Over and out.